Hi, my name is Bethany, and I am an INFJ on the spectrum. When I first started getting more into YouTube, I talked about the MBTI types a lot. If you've been watching me, you might have noticed that I don't really do that much anymore. That's because I was trying to sort out a bit of a conflict. You see, I was beginning to attribute some things that were really aspy things to being an INFJ. And so when I realized that I might have Asperger's or high-functioning autism, I went silent on it. Some people are of the opinion that an INFJ cannot possibly be an Aspie. This is because of the misunderstanding of empathy. So I was really thrown off by this in my journey of understanding basically about myself because I knew that I felt really deeply, so I couldn't be an Aspie, right? Because they lack empathy. Searching more, the theory on lack of empathy or emotion was debunked. If you want to hear more on that in a bit of a rant, I'm going to link you to my video that I did on that, on the idea that people on the spectrum or people with Asperger's don't have emotion or empathy. I'll link that for you. I had been searching for what was empty or broken or wrong with me. I mean, as a child, I felt pretty normal. But as a teenager, I began to notice this kind of separation between me and my peers. But I cast it aside. I thought I would just grow out of it. And then I became an adult. The first thing that I found that began to explain it was the MBTI. Honestly, I cried when I first read it. About being an INFJ, I felt like they had described me, but something was still empty. Something was still missing. It was me, but just not quite me. When I looked into Asperger's or the autism spectrum, I found the missing pieces, the parts that didn't fit in to all the MBTI profiles. It was a difficult journey because Asperger's traditionally is described as people who are pretty much emotionally avoidant and highly logical. And while I like to consider myself logical, I know that I best relate to people through emotions. That didn't sound like traditional Asperger's. But that's the thing. You don't have either Asperger's or high-functioning autism or a personality type. You have both. You're a person on the spectrum with a personality. So despite strongly opinionated people on the internet, I am an Aspie or a high-functioning autistic who is also an INFJ. It is my opinion that you can recognize someone as an Aspie easier who has a very strong T, because that just simply fits the more traditional or stereotypical version of Asperger's better than, say, someone who's a stronger F. That's why I couldn't fit so perfectly into being an Aspie or being an INFJ. I'm both, so they would color each other and become this thing that didn't really fit the norm. I'm interested in other people's thoughts on this, especially if you're into the MBTI and you're on the spectrum. So what's your personality type? Let me know in the comments below. If you liked this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button and ring that notification bell so you can get notified every time that I upload. I upload every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, so that's 3 times a week that you can hear from me. I hope that you're having a wonderful week and be looking forward to my next video. Bye!